TRC EDC back here again with another video. This time we've got the Bestech Ornetta being reviewed today. Let me start off with some size comparisons. And this is because I burned myself, so don't mind that. Here's the Ontario Rat one. You can see it's a similar size to the Rat one. ZTO 609. ZTO 562 CF. Spyderco Para 2. I'll switch this around to give you some perspective since we're at a slight angle. So you can see it's very similar in size to the Rat 1 and the Spyderco Para 2. Now, what we've got here is a black stonewash on the blade. The blade is M390, and that's definitely one of the big pluses here. We've also got titanium frame lock. You can see the frame lock here, and the titanium here just has excellent millwork. I'm going to go right into the good here. The millwork on this is fantastic. There's nice contouring here along the edges here. There's a very nice finger cutout here, and the choil here is very ergonomic as well. It just gives you a great grip here. So all that milling combines for great ergonomics, and it's distributed well whether you're holding the knife here or whether you're holding the knife up in the choil. And I just have to give them major props for that. This fuller runs the length of the knife, whether you call it a fuller, a blood groove, or whatever you want to call it. Is it entirely necessary? Not really, but one of the other goods about this knife is because of this fuller that runs the knife here, you can actually Spidey flick it out, or middle flick, whatever you want to call it. Now, it doesn't really work well as a thumb opener. You really have to get in there and really down closer to the bottom of the blade here in order to get it out and roll it up. So it is another means of deployment, but the main means of deployment is this flipper tab here, which we'll get to a little bit later in the video. Some additional good here. The lanyard hole is extremely unobtrusive. It's something I absolutely love about this design. It does not interfere at all with the clip. The clip is over here, but you don't have to worry about the lanyard hole getting in the way, which is fantastic, although there is some sticking up here and it's not deep carry. This back spacer is nice milled out as well. And I really like the pivot collar here, the accent, the gold accent on that. Now, one of the other things that's really nice about this is the action. It's really, really super smooth. Really super smooth. So you can really see that action. All right, I think that's most of what I like about it. Let's talk about the bad. So one of the bad things is the lockup on this is a little bit early, maybe about 20-ish%. So that's not excellent. We don't want the knife to fail. But that's one thing. The milled pocket clip is not deep carry, which, you know, I could give or take. I don't mind non-deep carry. I know some people do, but for some that's going to be a minus. My main issues with this are going to be two things, really. One is the detent. The detent is kind of weak. So if you push down on here, and it does work for both light switch and push button, but if you push down on here, it doesn't really fire out hard. It fires out very smooth, but it doesn't fire out hard because the detent is a little bit weak. And the other thing is that this flipper tab is a little bit small. I'd like a little bit larger, probably because of the detent. I don't think I'd have the same complaint if the detent wasn't as weak as it is. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, let me show you a couple other knives and, and how hard they fire. So listen to the sound of this. One more time. and then listen to the sound of this. So you can really see the difference. Now this is a wee knife, it's a wee Chimera. Now this is a much bigger blade, so of course it's going to be a lot heavier and fire out, but the detent is also much better and more dialed in. And if you think that's the only one, here's the ZT-220, and you can hear it again there. So you can really see that the ZT-220 also fires out much, much harder because it has a much nicer detent than the Bestech Ornetta. Now that being said, is the knife worth the money? Extremely. It is excellent. I complain about the detent, but I have just as much fun playing with this as any of my other knives. It's extremely smooth. It feels great in the hand. I mean, this millwork is just fantastic. And I will definitely be keeping this and probably getting another Bestech as well. I may even get the Escrow, which is very similar to this. But just to have it, and you know, if I like one better than the other, I might let the one that I don't like as much go. But until that happens, I really like this, and I'm keeping this. So yeah, it's available now. Go out and get it. It's definitely worth the money. M390 blade, titanium frame lock, black stonewash. It comes in a couple different colors, but yeah, very happy with it. Good job, Bestech. All right. In the meantime, if you want to subscribe to my channel, give us a like and comment. Let us know if you have a Bestech or what you think of them, especially their higher end premium knives. I know they've just recently come out with some of those, and look forward to speaking with you again. Take care.